Three Detroit Lions that need to prove themselves coming into the 2021 season. Let's talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode. Thank you for liking this video, for dropping your thoughts in the comments, and for subscribing to the channel for all your Lions news. My name is Jay. So, coming into this episode, there are quite a few guys on the squad that really do need to prove themselves coming into the 2021 season. I have picked three that I want to identify and specifically talk about today. Training camp will be open to the public. That news did drop earlier this week. I am planning on going to an upcoming training camp day. I will let you all know which day I'll be there because I'm not going to say that it'd be cool if you were there and I got to meet you. It'd be fun, it'd be a good time, but it would be, and I'm going to say it. It would be a good time. So if you're there, I'll be there. Long story short, before we get going, drop in the comments who you guys think is the number one Detroit Lion that needs to prove themselves. So without any further ado, let's get going. The top three Lions that I do believe need to step it up coming into this season are Vaitai, Jalani Tavai, and Jared Goff. Let's begin with Vaitai. Vaitai, or Big V, is our right guard. Big V has not lived up to the potential that we really see in him, or really rather, he hasn't lived up to the contract that he was signed to by Big Bob Quinn. Vaitai was signed to a 5-year, $45 million contract back in 2020. Those are some stout numbers, like a Guinness. I mean, after signing bonus, guaranteed money, you're looking at roughly $9 million a year, and there was a lot of struggling last season. Now, some of those struggles were due to an injury. I do understand that. However, his gameplay as a whole, to me, was not worth that money. It just wasn't. We do have Big V on contract through 2024. However, there is a way to opt out coming into this next year, 2022, that is. However, we would be taking a dead cap hit. I don't want to see that. I would love to see Vaitai really prove to be worth the money that we have spent. When looking at our O-line, it's top tier. In my opinion, top 5 in the NFL. And I believe that Vaitai is the weakest link on that line. Now, granted, I'll say this, the weakest link isn't really that weak in my opinion. I think that Vaitai will match the other guys because when their excellence is shining through, I think that Big V will step up his game. He will also be excellent. I think this is a bounce back season for Vaitai with the coaching. I do believe that he finds success in the 2021 year. Number 2, we have Jalani Tavai. Tavai was drafted back in 2019, and he's played in roughly 97% of all the games since he was drafted. But we did see him struggle specifically in 2020. Matt Patricia wanted him to put some poundage on, and in him doing so, he really slowed down. Now, if there's anything about Tavai, he was slow in the first place, so putting all that extra weight on, and Matt Patricia asking him to run sideline to sideline, it just wasn't working. It didn't compute. I mean, when he came in 2019 at his pro day, he ran a 4.86 when he was 245 pounds. Well, then Matt Patricia beefs him up, expects him to be able to run sideline to sideline. It doesn't work. So he was already slow. He just got slower. It didn't make sense. He has shed said weight. It looks like he's in good shape. However, when I look at Tavai and what Aaron Glenn is going to be asking him to do in this new 3-4 scheme, I just don't think Tavai was ever fast and will ever be fast enough to be doing what he's being asked to do. Now, granted, I hope Tavai proves me wrong. I hope that this is inaccurate, but I do believe that this is where we will see a major struggle and that Tavai does not play up to the standard that we need him to this year. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope I'm wrong. And number 3 is Jared Goff. Look, so much can be said here, and I've said this about 25 times at this point, so I'm gonna keep it brief. But as Taylor Swift once said, haters gonna hate. And they are. They're going to hate anyways. People are going to hate on Jared Goff no matter what is said. Even if he has a stellar year, I think the haters are still going to sit there and be like, well, we'll get ready for next year. Look, I think that Jared Goff is playing for his career. You cannot disagree with that. This is Jared Goff fighting to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. If not for the Lions, somewhere else. That is what this 2021 season is about. Post OTAs, post minicamp, after all is said and done, I don't think that Jared Goff is a bridge quarterback. I don't. I think he is long-term here in Detroit. With the right coaches around him, with the right players around him, Jared Goff is a good quarterback. I think that he truly proves people wrong and finds success in Detroit and is our quarterback for longer than people may want. And I'm here for it. I do not believe that Jared Goff disappoints. I'm excited to see what he does here in the 2021 season. I think he proves the haters wrong, proves the doubters wrong, and has a good season. Those are my top 3 guys on the Lions that have the most to prove coming into this season, and my predictions if they prove themselves or not. How do you guys feel? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Should somebody else have been on this list? Drop it in the comments. I look forward to reading it. And as always, I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.